Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Serenades. Today I have for you a real to sim build that I did in The Sims. So I found photos of a real home and then I took it into Sims and tried to recreate it the best to my abilities. This was a challenging home for me. This was the first time that I actually started working with hills and slopes and the terrain tool, really. I've actually recorded this a while ago and I'm just getting around to wrapping up the video, so it's kind of fun to even just look back at this and see how much more comfortable I am with the terrain tools now compared to then. So you'll see I cut a lot of it out, but I messed with the slopes and the hills in the backyard quite a bit. But I feel like it just adds so much to the build. It really makes it feel more dynamic and even more realistic a little bit. So I'm happy that this was such a good challenge for me to really start learning and playing around with the terrain tool. It's a little bit different than the photo in the sense that I built like that bottom floor as a platform instead of making it like 3 stories, which I almost wish that I would have done instead. I think for just looks and the exterior, it matches the photo. But I think for the functionality of this build, it would have been better if I made that actually just a normal floor. But I've played around and I've mentioned this many of times, but I'm not the best with roofs. So even the roofs for this build were a little challenging for me, but in a good way. It's something that I definitely want to get better at. And I think that this build was helpful for that, or even just having the chance to like look at a photo when it comes to like roofs and stuff. It helps me like work through it and learn how to do those better. So I think that this was really a big build for me. Another thing that I really loved about this house was that it has that side house or garage with a room above, whatever it might be. But that's something that I feel like this house, the dimensions of it, the shape of it is so interesting. And I feel like I get into a rut of doing the same shaped homes pretty often. So I love that this really like felt like it was a unique build to me. Having to even play around with this walkway, having the roofs to like have a walkway in between the two homes, like was super fun and kind of a challenge in itself to figure out the best way to do that. So I love that this house has like so many little pieces to it. It feels simple, but then it feels really detailed as well. And I really enjoyed the landscaping for this home. Even the landscaping itself is simple, but there's like working with the landscaping on the slopes was really interesting. There's some landscaping on the side of the home in the front, but then also there's like longer stairs going down the slope to the backyard, which I had a lot of fun with. And I think once I got to the landscaping piece, I started doing more my own thing and broke off a little bit from the real home photos. I felt inspired for the landscape, so I added more detailing there and shrubbery and flowers and everything, which was really fun as well. So you will see that once we get to the landscaping part of the build. And the last thing that I'll note before we wrap up my talking part of the video is that I also left in the parts where I experimented a lot. So for example, you'll see that I adjusted the doors, like the barn doors on the side house quite a bit, or even playing with changing the pillars a few times and the stairs in the back for the landscaping. So I left that stuff in because I feel like it's part of the process. I feel like I enjoy seeing that when I watch Speedbuild, so I left some of that in. I will wrap up my thoughts there though and let you just enjoy the rest of the Speedbuild. I just wanted to give a little context into what my thoughts were, what I thought went well, what I could have done differently next time, all of that good stuff. But let me know in the comments, do you like seeing real to sim builds? Do you just like speed builds in general? I'd love to hear from you all. I plan to do more builds like this, whether they're real to sim or just speed builds. Regardless, I thought it was super fun, so I hope to do some more. With that said, enjoy, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.